Hey everyone, it's Summer with AstariaSen. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button below. I talk about tarot, I talk about spirituality, I talk about fairies, all sorts of different kinds of stuff. I'm pretty active and I do Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays, every Wednesday with a great group of gals. This is a tarot challenge that I'm currently doing from Science to Soul Tarot with Jen. I'll leave a link to her YouTube video in the comment, or not in the comments, in the description. It's morning time again. I tend to do this in the morning time. Anyways, over the last 24 hours, I had to explore the Page of Wands. That was a challenge for me. I don't really connect well with the pages, the knights, the kings, the queens. I don't have a good connection with them. I find that I'm connected more with the major arcana. I've learned more about them. I've memorized more about them. I've researched more about them. So I have a harder time with the rest of them. I am learning. It's a process. But the page, the knight, the king, and the queen are rough on me. Anyways, wands are a fire energy, a creative energy, which most of us know. But there's a reversal to that page of wands energy. Usually, when you see the page of wands, you're like, oh, it's a message. And if I would tell somebody, I would be like, it might be a message about your creative aspects or a passion that you have, something like that. And then I would play off the cards that are already down as well. To draw it as a daily card and to find gratitude in it was a challenge for me. So over the last day, I ended up not doing as much as I thought I was going to do, like as, getting stuff done. I actually ended up watching a bunch of more like documentary stuff. I watched videos on, I watched When They See Us, which is about the Cincinnati Five. Thank you, Rochelle. And I watched a documentary about a lady that lived here on Casper Mountain, just above our city. Back she bought the place back in like the 20s, and she had a full, let's see, 900 acres or something like that, a full section. And she got a patent for it and everything else because that's the way they used to do it, and you had to improve on it in order to keep it, and etc., right? So her name is Neil Forsling. Her original name is Elizabeth Paxton, and her family is pretty amazing actually, and goes back quite a ways, doing different things. A lot of the Elizabeth Paxtons of her family did some pretty amazing things. So if you want to look her up, feel free to do so. I'm not going to go into the research of all of that for you because this is about my gratitude. But when I was watching the documentary, it was so fascinating. Neil Forsling, which is her made-up name, her pseudonym, I guess, is what she published books under and stuff like that. She was kind of like a witch. Our community didn't really see her that way. They considered her maybe a little bit more eccentric, a petite little thing. She was a storyteller. That's how people describe her. They don't say witch and stuff like that, but they talk about the stories of witches and stuff like that she talked about. And what she purchased on Casper Mountain, she called Crimson Dawn. And I've grown up with Crimson Dawn my whole life. It's like a folk tale here. It's like the only real folk tale Casper, like the folk history that Casper has, is Crimson Dawn and the witch on the mountain kind of thing. And when I watched this documentary, I still have more of it to watch today, but the woman is fascinating, and it really inspired me and made me grateful for where I live. And that's where the Page of Wands comes in, is the reverse applied more to me in this stage. The reverse because, so when you're looking at the Page of Wands, there's like almost a restlessness there. She's kind of not doing a whole lot. She is, playing some music, which is a creative side and stuff like that. She's just hanging out. And that's kind of what I did all day yesterday. And with the reversal of the Page of Wands, there's oh, there's like a calling, and you may not know what to do with it. And that's what I felt, is that calling to do some research yesterday. I didn't know what I was going to do with all the information or why or anything like that, but I really felt like doing it. And so I did it. And I'm still at that point of the calling. Like, I know that tomorrow, which is Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays, I will be doing a video that's not in the gratitude challenge. I will do my gratitude video and I will do my Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays. That is going to be about the summer solstice, and I'm probably going to bring up Neil Forsling. But so I'm not going to get into all of her stuff. But I live in a city that is so, I'm not going to say open-minded, because they're not necessarily open-minded. The people here aren't exactly open-minded. But Neil Forsling talked about witches, and she did the first Midsummer's Festival on June 21st for the Casper area, and people went. People got involved. She started with her children, and then more people just got involved. They were like drawn in to her energy and her stories and all the stuff going on. I really wanted to go to the museum that's up on the mountain that has her stuff and stuff like that in it. It's only open on the weekends though, unfortunately. So I'll have to go this weekend probably for the summer solstice. No, I don't know. They might have it closed because of COVID. So I'll have to look into it. But the point is that kids went up there and they, explored up there. She took them to shrines that she created. She made the kind of shrines that you can tear back down. They're not permanent. We've talked about this on my channel before, but she made these permanent altar shrines for different witches and different things going on in her stories. And she took all the little kids and all the people who her followers, up and told them all about these different things going on the mountain and all the fae stuff. And I mean, just fascinating stuff. And here I am. The Page of Wands is like, there's this calling, here, I don't know what you're going to do with it. Here, find out stuff about Neil Forsling. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the city that I live in because, and I've said this before, I love my city. I do love my city. And I'm grateful that I live in a city where a woman could buy so much land on top of a mountain without being married, having 2 kids, and be a witch, have so much energy, so much passion and everything else, and she wasn't condemned. She wasn't thrown out. She was included, and she included everybody else, and then she donated all of that land back to the people. How amazing is that for the people to explore and share and just have. I have never, well, yeah, last year I did hear, but before that, I had never heard of any kind of bad things happening for Crimson Dawn or the museum or the witchy stuff up there. Not once. Until last year when a bunch of teenagers went up there and, spray painted the museum. But otherwise, there's never been anything bad happening. There was not, any kind of protesting of her or disclusion of her or anything like that. She's just been included as a folktale, as a part of the history of Casper, Wyoming, which is so neat. It is so, so neat. And I'm so grateful that I live in a place where that's possible, where it is possible for somebody to do that, for things like that to happen. And I'm grateful to be living in this city, to have lived my whole life in this city, and to have raised my children here. So that's my gratitude. I know that it seems simple, but it's also very profound for me in my life. I hope your guys' days are going well. Mine was day 5, so we're going to pull day 6. Ooh, day 6. Let's see what day 6 has to say, has to offer me for gratitude. What gratitude do I need to focus on today? What kind of gratitude energy should I be looking at? Gratitude for the next 24 hours. And move that away. I got the 8 of Cups. That's interesting. 8s, I push. I think of as movement. Cups are motion. So there's some kind of movement going on today, right? And then there's the moon in this card. That's interesting. And there's the flowers and the water. Oh, there's all these cups down here in the water too. So yeah, we'll see how this card plays out. The swords don't seem to be stalking me anymore. Now it seems to be cups. Not really, but you know. Yeah. All right, so that's my card for today. We'll see where it leads me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a very great day.